always played games with my brothers, normally a lot of multiplayer things to stop squabbling. This is our indie game stamp sheet, which is part of our stamp print collection, and it celebrates the rise of independent game design. It's 42 indie games reimagined as postage stamps. Some will be just inspired by components or elements of the game, and then some might have more sort of Easter eggs, things like that, that players who've played the game might only notice. So it starts with Jonathan Blow's Braid from 2008, and then it goes up to Thank Goodness You're Here. The idea of starting there was a film I saw called Indie Game the Movie, which charts like the sort of origins and success from Braid, Super Meat Boy, and Fez. So that's sort of like, to me, feels like the start of the boom of like the indie game scene. My favorite stamp on the print is probably the Untitled Goose Game stamp. I tried to keep it quite minimal and tried to get it to sort of reflect the sort of wolf in sheep's clothing sort of aspect of the goose in the game. My favorite game to play, possibly Inscription. I like deck building card games anyway, and then I heard some really intriguing reviews about that. An honorable mention to Rust. I've sank over 260 hours into that. I think indie games are quite special because they normally use much smaller teams than some of the bigger commercial releases. Some of these games are made by solo developers. So, for example, Papers, Please and The Return of the Obra Dinn are made by Lucas Pope, who's just one guy on his own. I've always played games with my brothers, normally a lot of multiplayer things to stop squabbling. I sort of had a bit of a gap and then I've come back to them over lockdown and I've started playing games with my partner. So we might play instead of watching something on telly. But it's just there's a bit of escapism there, and there's so many different types of games now. And then I've also got interested in watching sort of devlogs and how people make games as well themselves. This is a four-color litho print on key color snow white stock, and then it's finished with a silver foil for the dates and perforation marks. The print is available now in store and online at wearedorothy.com.